plate because I want to pass the drill down through the hole to drill through the top plate of the first floor. Mike drills up from the crawl space to complete the path. Next, I carefully work a fiberglass rod all the way down from the attic to the crawl space, adding on extensions as needed. I rely on gravity to make the job relatively easy. I just have to patiently guide it through the holes that I just drilled.
Okay, Grayson, I've got it down here now. Hang on, I'm gonna put some pull cord on it. Now we're on the first floor, and the next retrofit task we'd like to show you is the installation of a ceiling speaker. That means we're between the first floor and the second floor, and we're going to have to drill up into this ceiling. Our first task, before we worry about running wire, is making sure we get it the proper location between the ceiling joists. We need to know which way those ceiling joists are running, and we also need to know if there are any obstructions up there. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this stud sensor, and I'm going to try to find the exact location of where our ceiling joists are. And I've got one that seems to be right there. Put me a little piece of tape here to mark that. And I'm going to go back the other direction, see if I can find another one. All right, I hit one right there, it seems. Now to double check, I'm going to go on over because I've got the belief they're running this way right now. All right. Yep, and I'm finding one right about in there. Now as a final check, I'm going to put my sensor right up here and sweep this way to make sure that I'm not finding any ceiling joists. Okay, that looks really good. A little saw right here, make me a little small square hole. Just enough to get a wire rod up in there. Doesn't take too much. There we go. Now, if I had to, I could repair that. Now, as I reach up in here, there's things I'm looking for. I'm trying to find, I'm hitting wood. All right, that looks right. And I'm going to run quite a ways this way to make sure I'm still not hitting anything. That seems good. Okay, the kind of things you'll run into up here, electrical wires, plumbing. You could even have heating and cooling ducts up here. So as I go through that, all right, I believe I'm pretty confident that my joists are running this way and I don't have any obstructions up there. So what that leads us to is, let's drill a hole. This is the dirty work. I'm going to use the RotoZip with the circular hole attachment on it. You'll notice right here there are indicators here as to how big a hole I want to make. You can just set that one. We're going to make an 8-inch hole here, so I've got it set on 8. So let's see how this thing works. So now we've got our hole cut, and we can do a little bit more exploring with the walleye, which we'll do in a minute. Also wanted to point out to you that our drop cloth down there takes care of a lot of this dirty work that Grayson stuck me with on this job.
To get the speaker cable to the ceiling from the attic,
okay, Grayson, I'm starting to see it now.
I drill down from the attic into the space between the floors and feed down a ball chain. The chain drops into the ceiling space where Mike uses a walleye to guide a magnet on the end of a fiberglass rod. All he's got to do is touch the chain with the magnet and he's got it.
All right, there we go. All right, Should come right on out. Okay, great.
Now, we've shown you many installation techniques in the sample platform construction, but all these techniques are just as applicable in balloon-style construction. As a matter of fact, it's a lot easier in balloon because you don't have to deal with all these sills, bottom plates, and top plates we had to hassle with here.
Yeah, and you know, we've also used some very specific techniques that Grayson and I are comfortable with. We've used some very specific tools. We tried to expose you to what's possible, but you really need to get comfortable with the tools and techniques that work best for you. If I can tell you anything, practice in your garage. Set you up a demo wall, and as once the old carpenter said, measure twice, cut once before you start jumping in behind those walls that you don't know what's back there.
Find a set of tools and installation techniques you're comfortable with. And Mike, it's been a pleasure working with you. We'll see you again in another video, I'm sure.
All right, it's been cool, and you know those cool tools? They're in my van right now. I'm going to take them with me. That's all right, isn't it?
Just as long as you got the ones that didn't work. Okay. We would like to thank BES Manufacturing for supplying many of their specialty tools. Check their catalog at fiberfish.com for a full line of retrofit tools.